So Diane, recently on a status on Facebook, you admitted that you were born again Christian. I am not a Christian. I don't call myself that. Whoa. Explain what you mean by that. I don't like being labeled. I am simply a girl who loves and follows Jesus Christ. I am not a Christian. Okay. Well, you know that's going to set InterVarsity on fire, right? I don't like being labeled. Okay, so that small skit was to just poke fun at the whole Oprah Winfrey and Raven-Symoné interview. So, if you haven't seen the interview, you should go watch it because it's all over social media. And Raven-Symoné basically set Twitter on fire, like Oprah said she would, when she said that she was an African American or gay. And everyone is like pissed at her, and I'm just angry because she almost gave Oprah Winfrey a heart attack. And I'm like, I want to be interviewed by Oprah Winfrey. Like, that's on my bucket list. So don't give her a heart attack. Don't do that to Oprah, because I want her to interview me when I'm famous and I have all these best-selling books and movies. Anyways, but on a serious note, I don't think Raven meant what she had said. I just think she didn't know how to properly say what she really meant. Well, basically, if you haven't watched it, Oprah asks her about her being gay, and she says, "Don't call me gay. I don't like being labeled. I am not African American. I'm not gay. I am a human who loves other human." Well, she just labeled herself a human, first of all. And she says, "I'm not African American. I'm simply an American." That's labeling yourself. There you go. Number one, there has to be label. That's how the world works. That you have to work in an order. So simply to not be labeled would be impossible. There's a difference between being stereotyped and being labeled, like, or else you wouldn't tell the difference between sugar and salt unless you tried it. But if it's on two containers, you wouldn't technically know. And we have to label ourselves. You're either female or you're male based on your body parts. You're either gay or you're not. And for her to be like, "I am a human who loves other human," that's already labeling yourself, because we're all animals, and to be different from any other animal, we're a human. We have intelligence. This world is built up on labels, whether we like it or not, and simply it makes everything easier because it puts order, and we need to have order in order to live. And so that was already like a bad example. And about the whole African American thing or the gay thing, that sort of made people pissed, because it's like all the things that have been negatively portrayed, whether in the past or still now, is what she doesn't want to be labeled. So what's wrong with calling yourself gay if you are gay? What's wrong with calling yourself African American if you're African American? Her reason behind not wanting to call herself African American is because she doesn't know how far her roots go in Africa. She says that she was born in America, therefore she's an American. And I sort of understand why she wouldn't want to be called African American, because honestly, we have Italian Americans, Irish Americans, but simply they call the black people African Americans, but the Italians or the Irishes or wherever you're from, they don't get that sort of label. They're just sort of American. And I know where my roots go, so I don't mind being called African American, because I wasn't even born in America. I was born in Africa. I still have a lot of family members in Africa. If I were to go, I would know exactly what country I'm going to and what home I'm going to sleep in. For other African Americans, it's different. They were born here. They want to be, I guess, American, as Raven would put it. But then she should have backed herself up so that she wouldn't be attacked so much and say, "I am black American." But she totally left that part off. She's just like, "I'm American," which she's labeling herself anyways, but then she's saying that she doesn't want to be called African American because she doesn't want to be labeled. So that's where she went wrong. And I think that if you're famous, you should know what to say and what not to say, especially when it's going to affect a group of people by a lot of means, I guess. She grew up in the Cosby Show, and then she had her own show, and there was a lot of African American culture in those shows. So if you're going to say something like, I'm not African American, understand where you're coming from and understand who you are affecting, because clearly the African American community took it in the wrong way, even someone like Oprah. So you have to be really careful with those things. And so although I don't think she meant that she doesn't want to be black, which is what a lot of people are saying right now, she's just saying that she's not African because she wasn't born there and she doesn't know where her roots come from. However, I am not defending her because she made herself sound really dumb by the whole not being labeled thing, and by the whole not backing herself up when she said, I am not African. She should have said, I am black American. Just don't call me African because I'm not from Africa. But she didn't say any of that. She went on to talking about, I have luscious hair, I have dark skin, I have Irish in me, or Italian, or... It was just a mess. And she should have figured that out. Growing up in an African American TV show and making an African American episode of how African Americans are portrayed in America. There's an episode on That's So Raven where she does that. She should have really figured out how to explain herself, because now, like, most people hate her, the gays and the African Americans. And oh boy, if gay people hate you or if black people hate you, well, I'm just kidding. But seriously though, that was just a mess. And she's going to be labeled. Like right now, she's being labeled a dumbass. Like she's officially on the dumbass list because her response sounded like one. So now that's what she's labeled as. Dumb. You will always be labeled, whether you like it or not. Whether you are what you are being labeled as or not. So I don't know. But anyways, yeah, I just wanted to talk about that because I just thought that was funny. I've seen like 1,000 memes on that, and like a response from YouTube and Twitter and Instagram. It's insane. It's funny, but it's also very serious at the same time. But yeah, anyways, that's it. I'm done. Bye.